Hey friends, still in the middle of unpacking here, but today we are unboxing the Thrive Market Order of the Month. The Thrive Market Order of the Month, that makes it sound like it's something specific from Thrive Market. Our Thrive Market Order for the month. There we go. That's a better way to say that. But real quickly, before we dive into the unboxing, I wanted to remind you that this Wednesday, April 13th, is our monthly Zoom call on spring cleaning. Well, it's our monthly wellness Zoom call. This month's topic is on spring cleaning your body. We're going to be talking gentle cleansing methods, and that will also talk a little bit about the 30 days of gentle cleansing challenge that I am running. If you want more information on the challenge, be sure to check out this video that I will link here if you're watching on YouTube, as well as down in the description if you're watching this on Rumble. And we would love to have you join us on our 30-day cleansing challenge. I'm really looking forward to it. But without further ado, let's dive into our Thrive Market Order. Here we go. Okay. So, all of the paper, which I was very thankful for before we moved, because we didn't have to buy any packing material. However, now I'm having to recycle all of the packing material. And they don't pick recycling up from homes in Casper. But we do have a garage with which to store it, so we are a step above where we were at on the front range. Okay, let's see. All right, friends, if you have watched our Thrive unboxings before, a lot of this will likely look familiar. We are restocking a lot of our staples, and we use Thrive Market for a lot of our teas, like our box teas, and some of our staples, like our olive oil and things that you'll see as we dive in. But as far as our really large bulk grocery stuff, we use Azure Standard for that. And I will have an unboxing video for this month's Azure coming very, very soon, because our pickup is on Wednesday. So, all right, let's see. We've just found when you're looking for big bulk pricing that Azure has better pricing, and it's just easier the way that things are packaged than in individual smaller packages. However, for things like olive oil, though you can get them in giant jugs, unless you're saving a whole lot, for me, this is totally a personal decision, but for the way I like to do our food storage, I prefer to have them just in like regular size olive oil containers, partially because olive oil is a fat. Fats do go rancid, so you don't have long-term storage with them. Also, once you open them, they start oxidizing. So I like to keep them kind of in smaller containers so that we're opening them as needed and not a big jug that we're pouring out of and oxidizing every time we're opening the top of the container. Does that make sense? So this is Thrive's organic extra virgin olive oil. It is a product of Greece. It's cold extracted. It is organic. It is single origin. When I looked at this, I believe it was even like shade grown, all that, single variety on a single estate in Western Crete. It is fantastic. You don't have to worry about any of the other oils that might be cut into there, which is something, if you're not familiar with on store-bought olive oils, you want to be sure you are not getting olive oil that is cut with soy or canola and you think you're getting 100% olive. But it's a very, very common practice. There is a book out there called Extra Virgin, I believe is the title. I'll link it in the description below, that dives into a little bit more of those practices and what to look for with that. But Thrive Market is a great source for olive oil. We do get some fancier olive oil from Healthy Harvest. They are a fantastic company we found through the Boulder Farmers Market. They pack everything really well. Again, that's why we didn't need packing material when we moved. We had saved from our last move, plus then I just saved all the stuff from Young Living boxes, Thrive boxes, with all the things. Upcycling. another thing of olive oil, because we do go through a lot of olive oil, and I like to have some on hand. Like I said, olive oil does go rancid, so you can't store it for long-term food storage, but remember, my philosophy on food storage is living prepared. So having enough things, but I'm not preparing for the apocalypse here. Honestly, my eschatology says I'm not going to be here during the apocalypse, but either way, I do believe in living wisely and living prepared, and so having a little extra on hand, especially with the way that the food chain's been going, right? So we've got that. Sorry, friends. It's getting cloudy this afternoon. I need some Earl Grey. Speaking of, that's a good segue to the Earl Grey. I promise I didn't do that on purpose. But we do get a lot of our box teas here. If you've been following this channel before, you've probably heard me say, I really want to get to where we're using loose leaf teas. But the researcher in me wants to make sure I'm doing the right ones and getting the best price and all of those things. So in the meantime, we like Thrive's teas. They're fantastic. The tea bags are gluten-free, not bleached, you know, don't have any plastic in them, any of that kind of stuff that you got to watch out with some of the other store-bought teas. They're all organic. They're really wonderful. So I love Earl Grey tea when it is cloudy outside. It doesn't even have to be cold, but if it's cold and cloudy, give me a hot cup of Earl Grey. Sometimes I'll add in a little bit of cream. Sometimes I'll turn it into a London fog. Does anybody else love London fogs? Anybody? Anybody? It's actually a menu item at one of the coffee shops here. It makes me so happy. I haven't seen that on the menu in a long time at coffee shops. All right, moving on. Sancha green tea. The Sancha green's fantastic. You can add honey if you want. It is great with honey, but it's also good without it. Although honey has some great health benefits. So add your honey to your green tea if you like it that way. But the Sancha's not bitter at all. It's a lovely one. Then organic peppermint. Hubby loves his organic peppermint tea, and he likes to take the tea bag and then take our Young Living Peppermint Vitality and add, he really probably only needs to add 1 drop, but he likes to add several drops and have a really strong peppermint tea. So that's his favorite way to drink the peppermint, is to really drink the peppermint. Roasted dandelion root. I love to use dandelion root. It's really great for supporting liver health, and it's especially great, ladies, in phases 3 and 4 of your cycle. So I really like that. I also drink this when I want something that's got a little bit of a coffee-esque flavor. It's not a coffee replacement. There are other teas that people claim taste like coffee. I'll tell you, nothing tastes like coffee except for coffee. But if I have already had a couple cups of coffee and don't want any more, but my body's kind of craving a similar strength, I will brew a strong cup of dandelion, and it is wonderful too. Sometimes I'll add honey to it. Again, sometimes not though. I'm a black coffee drinker, so I like the tannins, and I like tannins in tea, and I appreciate them, and I don't always want to dilute them, even though I do love my honey. Then, I think I have one more tea. I'm so happy we have more storage space in the house from trying to store all of these in our apartment. Okay, so next up is organic raspberry leaf. If you are a woman, this is great to drink anytime of your cycle, anytime whether you are pregnant or nursing or anything like that. Just, it is fantastic for all things women's health related. So anytime, a great option, organic raspberry leaf. There we go. One day you will see me actually transition to loose leaf teas, but we've got a whole lot of things going on moving into a house. You will be happy to know, friends, that our hallway, if you watched last week's video, our hallway is no longer lilac purplish color. It's not the right oyster white yet, but it is at least primed. So we have white primer, just toned down a lot of the color. My office is no longer Broncos orange and blue either, which has my stress anxiety level already lowering. All right, moving on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to go watch last week's video, because I mentioned a little bit about our new house that we just moved into. Okay. Now, the Leaning Tower of packaging. This is hubby's Cholula. It's his favorite hot sauce. Friends, I have to be honest, I've never really, it concerns me what the spices are in here, but I go through a lot of our ingredients. I'm very particular about what comes into our home for just about every single thing. Hubby loves his hot sauce. He does use some good, natural, organic, locally made hot sauces, even some traditionally fermented hot sauces sometimes. I have not yet gotten to where I'm making hot sauces, and he loves his Cholula, so I let him have his Cholula because balance in some of the things. And I think this is the last, no, I was gonna say, is this the last thing that's like packaged like this? Oh! This is some good organic mayonnaise. It is the Primal Kitchen mayo. It's made with avocado oil, so no junky garbage oils. You know, a lot of, again, one day I will get to where I'm making my own mayonnaise on a regular basis. However, it's also good to have some. I feel like this is a great thing to keep on hand. For an emergency, we have some canned chicken, canned tuna, that sort of thing. I like to make chicken salads. I like to make tuna salads. No, my husband won't eat them, but I will. He'll eat his things covered in Cholula, and I'll eat some things with mayo. I'm not mayo crazy, but I do like a good mayo base on things. And I was very happy when I found this one because it's just got all the things. You know, it's the Whole30 approved, keto certified, paleo. Not that I'm a huge fan of any of those diets on their own, but no soy or canola. There's no garbage in here. Friends, it is avocado oil, organic eggs, egg yolks, organic vinegar, sea salt, and organic rosemary extract. So if you're gonna buy a store-bought mayo, this is a good one to buy. And we have some more organic fair trade brown sugar. Again, this is one of those things, I have a hard time buying brown sugar in bulk packages because is it just me or does brown sugar have a tendency to dry out when you open it, right? Anybody else have that problem? It's not just me, right? Brown sugar I like to keep in packages, and ideally once I get my food storage room set up and going downstairs, my goal is to have a 5-gallon bucket and start putting some of these in 5-gallon buckets. So I don't have a shelf of bags that are just gonna topple over. I'll have a 5-gallon bucket of brown sugar, but it'll all be packages like this. So they're all individually sealed, which will help them stay good longer. And yeah, I like a good brown sugar. It's got all the molasses in there, still some minerals and things for health benefits. I don't use a whole lot of it, but in things like baked oatmeals for breakfast casseroles and stuff, sometimes this goes in there. And of course, my famous chocolate chip cookies that I'm gonna need to make for all my new neighbors. Okay. Then we have some cute ginger beer. We actually have quite a bit of ginger beer still. We have not had a ton of Moscow mules recently. However, it's one of those things that I'm like, you know, prices are going up. We have it in our budget to get it right now. We know we like it and we use it. Let's get it and keep it on our shelf because we'll at least keep pace with inflation, right? Maybe. All right. Then, okay. Organic ketchup. This might be the last ketchup we buy for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not. My goal is to have 6 months to a year supply of all of our food on hand at all times, ideally a year. I would love to have a year's supply of food that we just rotate through because we are using very simple ingredients for the most part. You will notice if you watch these unboxing videos on a regular basis, you'll notice things that come up over and over and over again. And that's because though we are foodies, though we enjoy making all different recipes, I'm also a minimalist, even though I'm food story. And I should say somewhat of a minimalist. I really like the term cozy minimalist, or I heard some other things that were more like functional minimalism. You know, I don't like a lot of extra. I like to simplify and keep things simple. So choices are simple, recipes are simple, ingredients that I know are nourishing, but Also things that we're eating. I'm not buying a whole bunch of extra different things for a recipe for a one-time use on a regular basis. I might, for a special occasion, buy something that we're only going to use for one recipe if it's like a big deal for entertaining or it's a big date night or something. But on a regular week-to-week basis, I found that when we do that, it clutters our pantry. Then we end up spending budget on all sorts of things that we don't use on anything else. So instead, I like to try to make what we have work when possible. And then if it's something that's like, recipe really does kind of need that flavor, then we'll get that specific ingredient. All that to say, my husband is a ketchup man. He's a Cholula hot sauce man and a ketchup man. I could probably keep one thing of ketchup for an entire year. Actually, before he and I met, I think I did. I think I went through maybe one thing of ketchup a year. And that was if I had friends over. Otherwise, I was not even going through an entire thing of ketchup a year. He's a different story. All right. Then some more coconut oil. Again, coconut oil is a fat, so fats do go rancid. Long-term storage is not going to work. However, this is good until January of 2024, so 2 years on it. So I have one thing downstairs, another one here, might do 2 more. I'm making sure that I'm only stocking enough. I'm going to be able to rotate through before they go bad, so that we're not going, oh shoot, we have all of this food that we need to eat because we stocked. We did that right at the beginning of COVID. Did anybody else do that? Right at the beginning when like lockdowns started happening, we decided that we needed food. We were like, oh no, they're gonna run out of food places. We need to go get some stuff. And I hadn't done any research on it. I wasn't into homesteading really yet, or at least not intentionally, I should say. And so I didn't know what to look for or to think, what do we use? Let's do that. Instead, my brain went, we need peanut butter, we need crackers, we need, it was like, what were the other things we bought a lot of? We bought a lot of tuna. Which is funny because we like rarely eat tuna. And I think that was, and beans. We bought a lot of beans, which we do eat beans. But other than that, like we bought a lot of peanut butter. Friends, we might go through one thing of peanut butter every 6 months, maybe. I don't handle peanut butter very well digestively. It's not my nut butter of choice. Not even really, I used to be a huge nut butter fan. I'm not really a nut butter fan on a regular basis. And so we get one and hubby will have a day or two where he eats peanut butter jelly sandwich, but he'd rather have leftovers for lunch. So that's what we tend to do. And that makes it harder to rotate through the peanut butter. So don't buy things that your family's not going to use when you're talking about food storage or thinking about even just like or even just thinking about living prepared in any way. What do you use? Think about what your family uses. Moving on. This was a big order. Oh, spaghetti. We did buy spaghetti, and we do eat spaghetti. But I didn't buy just regular spaghetti noodles because we don't eat just regular spaghetti noodles. These are the whole wheat biodynamic spaghetti, organic, and they're yummy. I like them. So, we got that. Then we have Mary's Gum Crackers. I thought I ordered 2 of these, but maybe not. Maybe I did 1 of each. I like both of them, so I'm not upset. And they were the same price. And it's very possible I did 1 of each. I did this order late at night. Okay, Mary's Gum Crackers Original, Mary's Gum Crackers Super Seed. We love to put these out with our charcuterie boards and things. That's most of the time when we're eating crackers. Because if we're doing a picnic, or so we're going on a hike and we want to bring a picnic with us, or we are having a charcuterie board, that's when we tend to pull out our crackers. Or I guess if I'm having people over for an event, that too. We have a special treat this one because we just moved. So we bought the avocado oil, pink Himalayan salt, chips of goodness. The danger is you can eat an entire bag very quickly. The good news is the bag's actually very small. So these bags are 4.2 ounces. So if you like, Chris and I will open a bag and sometimes we will eat one right away. There's technically 4 servings in a bag. So that's 2 servings each, which is not terrible, depending. This is 1 serving is 15 chips. I guess if you're eating other things, but if you open them just because they're yummy, beware. These are delicious. I do like that they're made with a good oil, so again, you're not getting too many omega-6s or anything like that. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Okay. Then, more crackers. These are the Jovial Einkorn. They're sourdough crackers. I will build up to making my own sourdough crackers. We're going to get there, but baby steps. So many goals to tackle, not enough time, but working on the rhythms of homesteading to really be able to build in product time and build some of these skills even more. And I'm super excited about that. So, all right, that's all for that part of the bag. We are almost done, friends. I almost did not order more of this. But again, I decided, you know what? Inflation. I don't want to deal with it. So get it while I can. Bentonite clay. And bentonite clay is such a great thing health-wise to have on hand for first aid kits. It's great for detox baths. It's great for face masks. It's great for so many different things. But this is from Redmond, and it is the natural bentonite clay. It's 100% bentonite clay. That's all that's in here. So you can use it however you would like. Does it give you any other options containing both calcium and sodium, along with its blend of trace minerals? And bentonite clay, if you are not familiar with it, it draws toxins to it and into it. So that's why it's great for detox baths and why it's also usually used for face mask a lot and on wounds and things. It can be really helpful. Ooh, I need to look that up. Anybody know? Well, I don't know if I can ask that on here without getting in trouble. Sometimes agencies just get in the way of things. Okay. So 3-in-1 soap. This is hubby's favorite soap. He's very heavy-handed with his bath products, so he likes to use these. Even though Young Living has great ones, he likes to use these. Then, we have some sopressata, charcuterie board on occasion or for a picnic. Then, it's also great because it's shelf stable. So it's a meat that you can store for a while since it's cured and you don't have to have refrigeration for it. So it's another great thing. I was gonna look and see if it had the date on it. I'm not even sure if there's a date on this. Oh yeah. It says sell by May of 2022. So that's a sell by date, not a use by date. So I need to look up my cured meat storage. It is already sliced and not still in a log, and so that probably does cut down on the storage time a little bit, but it's good to have a little bit on hand. All right, then we have some organic roasted chicken breast. Yes, I have started canning our own meat. However, it's gonna take me a little bit, I think, to get to canning chicken again. And I don't know if you guys have heard about the bird flu stuff that's hitting a lot of the hatcheries. And so I'm a little bit concerned about what our chicken supply is gonna look like coming this summer. So I decided to go ahead and get a couple cans to add to our storage just in case, because we have not yet gotten settled in enough to get egg layers going, let alone meat birds going, which is a goal, but probably garden this year, egg layers next year, meat chickens the next year. That is the goal. So until then, we are reliant on the food supply, and I haven't yet found my pastured poultry person here. I have somebody, I just don't know if he was doing chickens this year. So I need to find out. But anyway, if you've got a local source, get in touch with that local source. This is the toothpaste hubby likes to use. It's the Thrive Market Triple Action Peppermint. Again, he's very heavy-handed with his toiletries. And so instead of hearing me say, you only need a tiny, tiny bit of the Unliving one, trust me, it costs less. But you just have to use a little bit. You can't use the massive amount. He wants to use the massive amount. So there it is. And then last but not least is one more tea hiding back here. Oh, we like tea, friends. We also really like coffee. So don't let anybody tell you that tea and coffee like don't mix. Don't mix them together unless it's chai tea and espresso. That's fantastic. Okay. Hibiscus blend. This is one of hubby's favorites too. He likes this in the afternoon a lot and really enjoys the hibiscus blend. I don't know what else is blended in here. Here we go. Lemongrass and licorice is what is in here. So there you have it. This month's Thrive Market order. If you do not yet have a Thrive Market membership and you would like to get one on your first Thrive order, don't be like me. I just ordered on my own because I didn't know anybody. Well, actually, that's not true. I knew people that had links, but I didn't realize that getting a link saved me money. So I just placed an order instead of reaching out and asking, hey, what's your link, to my friends who all use Thrive Market. And then I ordered and I was like, well, that was silly. So if you would like a link to save you money on your first Thrive Market order, be sure you check out my link in the description below. And don't forget about the upcoming Zoom cleansing, spring cleaning your body cleansing call, and our 30-day gentle cleansing challenge that we are launching here on the channel. Until next time, take care, friends. Cheers.